Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Sevyn K, a relationship, life, and manifestation coach, combining the teachings of all three to bring you the love, the life, and success you so much want, need, and desire. Happy New Year's to all of you. I know that I have been gone for about a month. I went no contact. So ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I just want to thank you for all the support that you guys have offered me since I started this channel. Literally, starting this channel was part of my journey, my purpose. For many of you that haven't watched all of my videos, many years ago, I suffered a tremendous heartbreak and breakup. In fact, it was my first heartbreak. And, a lot happened to me health-wise and mentally that snapped me out of this pity party that I was experiencing during my breakup. And it dawned on me that that breakup happened for me and not to me, because it helped me feel my purpose. And my purpose is here and now to help you guys understand the psychology of breakups, the psychology of recovery, grieving, and also how to manifest this amazing life that you definitely can have back, and even how to reconcile with your person. I thank you for supporting my channel, for the subscribers that have been with me since day one. Thank you to all the new subscribers, new viewers, and for everyone that's been emailing me, hey, are you okay? I am back. I needed a month to myself to reflect, just to be in my own space, to be with myself. Sometimes you just gotta take a fucking step back and focus on you, because you are no good to anyone if you're not good to yourself. So I pray that as this new year has come in, you guys are practicing self-love, meditation, are redeveloping great relationships with friends and family, and rediscovering yourself. Because I do understand the pain, the agony, the anguish, the loneliness of someone that you love walking away from you. It is not something that can slide by you easy. Yeah, some people deal with breakups better than others, but it is still painful. And we all mourn the loss of the person we love, but that's not the end of our journey. And if you do want this person back, and if there was love and respect and honor in that relationship, there's always a 100% chance that you can get your person back if that's the goal. Maybe you just want to learn how to date again, be single again, or find new love. Either way, guys, this is what I'm here for. So if you need coaching, make sure to check the description below. I am back on the coaching calendar. So many of you have emailed me. Unfortunately, I hadn't had an opportunity to respond as I was attending to personal matters for about a month, and I was traveling abroad. But I will be emailing everyone back and getting you guys scheduled for coaching. And also check out all my videos. I mean, it's a really great way to get free content that is very supportive of the cause of distinct core relationships and breakups. Now, while I was away, I was reading a lot of the comments, and while I couldn't respond to all of them, I did realize something that was pretty common. And a lot of people were asking me about all these different scenarios as if no contact wasn't applicable because of their particular circumstances. Sort of like I'm the only person on the planet that could possibly be going through this particular scenario, and no contact cannot apply. My ex could never come back. Or he's an avoidant, or she's an avoidant, and all this other stuff. And so I needed to make this video to make something extremely clear to you guys, despite what other coaches are saying. As many of you know, I'm super open, a straight shooter, and very transparent. And I talk by 100% experience, by what I went through, how many times my ex and I broke up and I had to manifest him back, how many times he came back, how many times he kept leaving. And it was like a battle. And in all that, I learned so much about human psychology outside of my professional training to say that no contact works 100% of the time on all people. The fallback is that many of you want a particular outcome at a particular time. And if you don't get this outcome, then you start to create these reasons as to why this person hasn't come back yet. And you default to these reasons as if they're really truly the reasons why no contact doesn't work. So let's start there, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for still being on this video. I had to give my praises to you guys because without you, I would have no channel. Let's just be 100% frank about that. Okay, so let's talk about this. So I'm going to give you several reasons as to why no contact works 100% of the time. And if you don't make it to the end of the video, then you're going to keep suffering the same fate. It is in your best interest, ladies and gentlemen, to take the time, watch it till the end so that you understand what this is about, because you're going to keep repeating the same actions and getting the same results. And then you're going to keep asking me, hey, Sevyn, what about this? What if they do that? What if they say this? What if they were a rebound? What if they monkey branching? What if they told me we should just be friends and that's what we should have been? What if they're an avoidant? What if they're a narcissist? Right? So all that said, let's talk about a few reasons why no contact works 100% of the time. Now, one caveat, the only time that no contact absolutely, unequivocally will not work, never work, without exception, is if you don't apply it. If you are pleading in needy stage, desperate, if you are stalking, showing up, talking to their friends and family, having your friends and family call them, if you are showing up at their front door, busting the car windows, then no contact is not going to work. So guys, please tell me you're not doing this. If you are in no contact only for the sole purpose of using it as a gimmick or manipulation tactic to get this person to respond, I will say this. I did that and it worked. So temporarily. My ex came back to me. And because I hadn't taken the time to do the work I needed to do for me, he walked out again. Ladies and gentlemen, no contact. Let's start here. 100% of the time and always, and I will never change my mind on this. So if you want, go to all of my videos. 100% of the time is for you. When a person has developed the courage to say, hey, listen, this no longer works for me, I want out. As painful, as agonizing as that's going to feel, guys. And I feel your pain because I went through this several times with the same person. You must give them the breakup. You must give them your silence and walk away. Let them go. Open the door. Sayonara, goodbye, adios. Let them go. Number one, you're not in the interest of holding anyone hostage. Number two, you cannot force anyone to love you. Number three, many times, many times, we lose ourselves in relationships, and usually not for the best. We want to cater so much to our person in our relationship that oftentimes we let go of the things that were important to us. Hobbies, friends, family, our social life, our goals, our health, our physique, our aesthetics. We're so preoccupied with the relationship, especially if you were single for a long time, that you sort of forget about yourself. Now, there's some people that are pretty good at, staying true to themselves in their relationship. And usually people that are very secure in maintaining their independence through their relationship, that can also create a false sense of security. Because when a person leaves you, if you are the person that maintained a really great sense of your self-independence, it hits you a little later, because we want to believe within ourselves that we're strong enough to not feel the pain of someone we love leaving us. So again, if you were pretty great at maintaining your friendships, your social life, your hobbies, your goals, through your relationship, and your person unfortunately didn't feel that they were gaining the experience and the benefit of this relationship, then you specifically, will feel the loss of that relationship probably a little bit at a later stage than someone who was fully invested, fully indulged, and sort of lost a sense of identity. Because when we lose our sense of identity through a relationship, our boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife becomes our identity. We go from being us to then becoming the boyfriend or the girlfriend or the wife or the husband. Very much like parents a lot of times go from being independent to just being the parent, right? You go from being a man to being the father, a woman to being the mother, and everything about parenting consumes you. And so when children begin to leave the home and gain their independence, a lot of parents, feel the loss of their children, and oftentimes can become very obsessed with their kids and very intrusive on their life and relationships, because again, we lose our identity. So with that said, when a person says, listen, I'm done, I want out of this, this is your time to take a million steps back, turn around and walk away. Go regain your identity. Go regain your sense of self. Go regain your sense of self-love and validation. It is fucking tough. I will not lie to you. But I will say this to you. It is the chin check that many of us need and needed to wake up. Because if you have lost touch with yourself and your health and your aesthetics and your goals and your social life because you're in a relationship or a marriage, that is absolutely the wrong way to go. And so when a person leaves and you decide to finally look at your life, this is where the rubber meets the road, because now you have to ask yourself, was I or am I the best version of me? Oftentimes you will find that the answer is no. And so when you go no contact, this is the moment when you got to go find yourself and become the best version of you. And you got to fight through that pain, the agony, the loneliness, because that pain is temporary. But if you do nothing and you use it as a method or as a gimmick just to get your ex back, I promise you they will come back, but they will leave you just as fast as they came back. And that is more painful than when they left the first time. Now, I'm not saying that the breakup is only your fault, but we do have to maintain a sense of reality and avoid the sense of ignorance to say that that person only left because of them. We fail a lot of times to put ourselves in the shoes of the dumper, and we are in victim mode, obviously, and I understand why. I felt that pain and I put myself there because we don't want to believe that decision that they made had anything to do with us. Because can you imagine a person saying to you, hey, I'm leaving you because I'm not attracted to you anymore. I'm leaving you because you're boring. I'm leaving you because this relationship, doesn't do it for me. That's a very painful thing to hear. And oftentimes when your person leaves, they want to spare you the pain because they do love you. They don't want to hurt you. And they too are afraid of what they're going to encounter once they leave, right? And so they have to give you something that's irrefutable. Some people say, hey, I need to work on me. Some people say, hey, I'm on a religious journey. Some people say, hey, it's not you. It's just that I've outgrown this relationship. And because of social media and being exposed to so much out there, people are starting to fall for a really false sense of reality. A lot of people feel that what they have at home and who their person is less than what they can achieve and get out there, because people are posting the best reels of their life, not realizing how much people are really going through behind closed doors. So if you have a person that's already been doubting the relationship, and now they're also all over social media and they're seeing all these different people and single people and vacationing and partying and having all these different experiences, it's really easy to conceive how a person can actually want to exit a committed relationship or marriage. And today, breakups are happening faster than they ever have in history because we have way too much exposure to what's going on outside of us in the palm of our hand. And everywhere we go, we have a device that's constantly putting in our face what it is that's going on outside of our relationship. And we start to often feel like we're missing out on something, right? And so when you go no contact, the only reason that you should consider no contact is for you. And only you. And the byproduct of no contact, your silence, your willingness to fight through it, the grieving, the experiencing the emotions of it, the growth of it, is what's going to turn the head and brow raise the dumper, your ex. Because every single human being needs stimulation. So let's go on to the next reason why no contact works 100% of the time. Human beings are not designed to be in silence. Human beings are anatomically, emotionally, spiritually are not designed to be isolated. And so even when you hear people saying he's an avoidance style and she is an introvert, well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, all that could be true, but I don't give a shit. That is still a human being. At the end of the day, they still have a beating heart, a subconscious and a conscious brain, just like you, just like an anxious or a different attachment style. I don't care if you consider them an avoidant. I don't care if you consider them secured attachment or anxious attachment. Doesn't matter. I am here to tell you it's all bullshit. None of that matters. That is still a human being with emotions that experienced stability, familiarity, consistency, and a routine with you. And as much as they felt that they needed to come out of that relationship to go out in the world and experience something different, when you give them your silence, it will always hit them at some point. Now, can I guarantee where in that journey it's going to hit them? Absolutely not, because a lot of it is determined by when you officially went no contact officially, when you disconnected your energy from them and really truly started focusing on you. That is when they feel it, right? And to the contrary, or to give you guys a little bit of insight, I've coached 1 million people. Okay, maybe not 1 million, but it feels like it. That are considered narcissistic or avoidance. And what they've explained to me, and these are dumpers, ladies and gentlemen, who want their exes back. Weeks, months following their breakup, meaning they left the dumpy, they did the breaking up, and they hired me to coach them into how can I get this person back? I made a mistake. And when I first started to believe that different personality types couldn't feel the silence of the person they left, what I soon realized is that many of them were afraid of the rejection and the consequences of coming back because they didn't know how much pain that breakup had inflicted on you. They were scared to find out if you weren't in love with them anymore. They were worried of finding out that maybe you had been dating or perhaps sexually intimate with someone else. And to refrain from feeling all of that, they held back from reaching out and offering reconciliation. There is no such thing as a person not feeling the absence of you. Now, if you were physically, emotionally, mentally abusive to your ex, if you were a diagnosed narcissist, if you were intentionally inconsiderate of your financial responsibility, meaning you were imposing financial hardship on your family or your person, if you have a drug or alcohol addiction, these are very traumatizing behaviors, and to impose them on a person is pretty horrific. And if you were one of those people and that is why you were left, meaning that's why they broke up with you, then I would recommend that you not even consider this video and really truly consider getting the help that you need, because that is not healthy behavior. It's not safe behavior for you or for that person. And in that case, that probably would be the one reason that I would say, aside from you not applying no contact, that no contact will not work. Because these are life jeopardizing behaviors, very, very traumatizing. And if there's children involved, definitely that person's responsibility is to protect those children first. So we don't want to demean your quality of life. We know that trauma happens, and out of that trauma, many different habits and behaviors can erupt that could be very devastating and out of your control, meaning that you may not have a way to control those behaviors on your own. So it's in your best interest to get help before you consider wanting to reconcile with that person or be in a relationship at all. But if your relationship was loving and consistent, healthy, and you were honoring them, you were loyal, respectful, and the relationship just died in terms of energy or interest or sex, or something just changed, attraction may have fallen, the person wanting to experience other things just got the best of them, that person still loves you and they need a different experience. And so this is why they leave, right? This is why they leave. But make no mistake about it, it doesn't matter if they jump into a rebound. Many of you are being texted and called by your exes who are new and rebound relationships still flirting with you, wanting to see you and be with you. It is inevitable, ladies and gentlemen. People fall in love in silence, meaning that people fall in love with you the most in your absence. If you think about a time that you were with your person and they took a vacation or had to go away for work, you fall in love with them even more when they're not with you. This is how proposals happen. This is mostly how reconciliation happens. So I'm saying that to say to you, as the next point, is that in order for a person to grow attraction for you, become magnetized to you, you've got to let them go. You got to give them your absence, and you got to go create a life for yourself that they're fond of. You got to go create a life for yourself that they want to be a part of again. Because the other thing to this, ladies and gentlemen, is that when a person leaves you, you've got to accept that that is the end of that chapter of your life. And I don't mean the end of wanting to be with them or reconciling with them, but you've got to consider letting that relationship go, kill it, rest in peace to that relationship. Because does it make sense to you to reconcile with this person and offer them the exact same experience? Put in the comments what you think is going to happen. So we break up and you tell me you don't want to be with me anymore. And then we reconcile and I bring you back the exact same person, the exact same experience. Ladies and gentlemen, it couldn't be more obvious. They will leave again. So when you're out working on you and you're in no contact and you are silent, you are off the grid, and you are pushing and punching and kicking through this journey, and you come out on the other side looking better, feeling better, more accomplished, stronger, more secured, more confident. Maybe you started dating again. I don't know. A lot of people end up dating immediately. I cannot tell you what's going to help you feel better. I personally don't recommend jumping into another relationship or being sexually active with someone new. But I will say that over time, many people do find themselves dating, and it feels great just to be in the presence of someone that is, offering you a nice date, perhaps complimenting you and just reminding you how beautiful, sexy, attractive, handsome you are. And you don't have to date as a means to jump into a relationship, but it's good to get acclimated with what it feels like to know that you are valued and worth it and wanted and worth a relationship. Right? And so when your ex starts to feel that, when your ex starts to see that on your stories, or maybe they heard it on the streets, or maybe the mutual friends are talking, this is where the byproduct of no contact starts to really work on them. And again, it doesn't matter what their attachment style is. When a person is used to you and how you talk and how you do things, how you cook, where you hung out, how you guys resolve your problems, how you smell, how you laugh, the loss of all of that eventually will hit them. But it cannot hit them if you're always there. So many people that I coach tell me, yeah, we broke up, but we talk every day. We broke up, but we still have sex. We broke up, they're in a new relationship, and guess what? They're still trying to get with me, or I still see them. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, I went through all that. None of that works. The only way that a person will feel the loss of you is you have to be gone. There's no other way to talk about that. And it doesn't matter the circumstances or what they said the day of the breakup. It doesn't matter who they're rebounding with. It's even better if they're rebounding, because they will soon find out that that person that they're rebounding with is not for them. 99% of all rebound relationships end within 3 to 6 months, guaranteed. Because they're not jumping into that relationship because they now find this amazing person. They're trying to evade and get distracted from the pain of the choice they made to walk away from you. Because while you're out grieving, they're partying and having a good time. When you finally get into the stage of relief, they start to now feel the loss of you. When you're finally happy and free of them, and all that pain and all that agony is finally gone, they are in pure grieving stage. Now, for those of you that are convinced that it really just depends on the personality type, let that thought go. Human beings cannot and will not respond to silence. An introvert may be an introvert, but I promise you they're playing a video game. They're on some sort of streaming channel. They're attached to a sports event. They're not just sitting in a room staring at a wall that's an empty room all day, because human beings cannot handle silence and isolation. And when a person leaves you, they are betting on the fact that you're going to chase them and you're going to plead and beg and cry for them. And when that stops, they will respond. But you do not want them to respond and come back to the same person. Now, I'm not saying go out and change who you are. I'm just saying it's time to elevate the version of the person that they left behind, so that you have something to talk about, new experiences to share, something new to make them a part of. Because at the end of the day, I've never met a person, never, not once, outside of those extremes that I mentioned earlier, whether they were the dumpy or the dumper, who didn't feel the pain and the loss of their person. And every single coaching session, every time I've asked a friend, a family, and even in my own journey, when I say, hey, how and when did you feel it the most? And they said, when I never heard from them again. I even questioned, and this is coming from the dumpers, if they ever really even loved me. How ironic. You left me, and now you're wondering if I even loved you, but you left me. Do you see how that works, ladies and gentlemen? So to turn the tables on the dumper, you must focus on you, disconnect the energy, move on, let them go. And regardless of their personality type, it may take a little longer. It may, but you don't really know what they're thinking about because you're not them. You don't know what they're experiencing and feeling because you're not them. You're attaching something to someone because you yet haven't received the outcome that you're looking for. Because if you go in no contact and it's been 30 days and your person has not called or texted you and you're not saying, I miss you, I love you, I want you back, many of you are automatically attaching that's an avoidant. That's a narcissist, because these are popular terms that you're hearing. But you don't know what that person is feeling. You have no clue what that person is thinking. This is all your creation, your story that you're living into. And the more that you self-talk these negative statements to yourself, then the more the universe will deliver that to you. I am a manifestation coach, and I'm here to tell you guys that you can manifest your ex back. But how you talk to yourself and the conversations you have with yourself and with others, words are very powerful. If you deem your person an avoidant and you start to tell yourself that they just don't respond to me being gone and away from them, and you're using this as a tactic to get them back and you're doing nothing to work on you, then you get what you asked for. You've got to rechannel your energy and your words into something that's going to bring you fruitful results and outcomes. But you also have to allow the game of patience to take place, because aside of the law of attraction, there's law of patience, there's the law of balance, and your ex feels you even if you're not in the same room. So they are used to you and how things were done with you, and you've got to let them experience life without you. That was their choice. And when they start to feel life without you and they realize that you're moving on without them, then they will feel that. And this is their opportunity to reach back out. And exes always come back, but they always leave again because they're walking right into the trap of the same old experience. And I promise you, the last thing you want is for your person to come back and for you and them to break up again. It is heartbreaking on steroids. Ladies and gentlemen, forget the reasons, the words, the circumstances, who you think they are, what they're diagnosed with. Again, outside of the extremes that I mentioned earlier, there is no such thing as a person not feeling your absence. If they love you, they will feel it. And if you love yourself, then you will work on you and you will let them go, accept and give them the breakup. And allow the journey of the process. Allow the journey of the process. If you are watching the clock, if you are obsessing, if you are in constant needy energy, it's going to be a tough road, ladies and gentlemen. The sooner you let go and walk away and give them the breakup, the faster they will feel your silence. But again, that no contact is for you. It's always going to be for you. Give yourself the time to feel yourself grow and allow that energy to come back to you, because you're distant, because you've given them the cold shoulder. What other options do you have? Do you want to continue to hurt, or do you want to get to the point where you're happy again? You feel good again. You wake up and you don't have that pain and that heaviness on your chest. That sporadic crying that happens every time you hear or see something that reminds you of them. If I said to you, if you go in no contact and go work on yourself, and I'll guarantee that your ex will come back, wouldn't you rather know that that's what the guarantee is than the guarantee of constant pain and agony? Which one do you want to go with? So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that this video helped you to understand that there is no such thing as a person that doesn't feel your absence. Let that go. Stop attaching titles and categories and putting people in a box just because that's what you're hearing. You are not a therapist, a psychologist, or a doctor. You have no idea what a person is thinking, feeling, or going through on the other end of the breakup, even if they are the dumper. You just don't know. So because you don't know, it's in your best interest to not attach them to anything. Just let them feel you be gone. That's what they ask for. That's what you give them as a gift. You want me to leave? You want me out of your life? No problem. Go live your life, as hard as it's going to be in the beginning, but it will subside. And let them come back with their tail tucked between their legs, asking for you back, earning you back, developing trust and a bond with you again, because they were the ones that severed that. Your responsibility is to just accept them when you're ready, if you ever want to again, and offer yourself and them a different chapter of this relationship. So with that said, if you are struggling with this, ladies and gentlemen, please do go to the description below. Send me an email for coaching. The prices will be included. And I will say to you, remember that the power is yours, and on to the next video.